Michigan facing a big third down. Henny needs 15. Three-man rush. Throws for the end zone. Beautifully covered. Manningham was sandwiched.
Well, and Charlie Strong and Greg Madison decided a different tactic on that third down play. They've tried to bring some zone blitzes. Not able to get to Henny. That time they rushed 3 and dropped 8. Nobody for Henny to throw the football to.
K.C. Lopata, who has missed only once all year, will come in to try from 37. This would give Michigan the lead. And they do kick it away.
Kick it to Keyston Moore instead.
Moore from the 17. Taken down at the 32. Harvin can't get outside. Crable did a great job coming across the line of scrimmage and making sure.
John Crable was a guy who had his best year this year as a senior, was voted a team captain, took on a new responsibility. 84 tackles. He was #1 in the Big Ten with tackles behind the line of scrimmage just like that. 26.5 during the regular season.
It's a loss of 7.
Boy,
so it's 2nd and 17. They just kill you, don't they?
They sure do.
Tebow on the option to Harvin. Room to run. Out to the 36. Tebow trying to keep the drive alive. He's in trouble and throws it away.
Well, the defensive front of Michigan has really settled in and taken control of the passing game. I mean, I know Florida scored to tie it up on their last possession, but the Michigan front four, again, we talked about the conditioning of the offensive line. The defensive line showing good conditioning to continue to rush Tim Tebow.
Florida has already faked a punt once, and it worked. Would they dare try it again? You wouldn't think so. They'll kick it away. Matthews, the deep man, takes it to the 25-yard line.
You know, I think this whole Taste of Town, we had a blast doing it. It was a lot of fun all year, but the one thing I will say, too, I think it kind of reached its pinnacle this week when I was at Michigan's practice and I was on the sideline, and one of their staff guys, wasn't one of the coaches, but someone on their staff looked at me and he took a devil take and said, hey, aren't you that food guy? That's what I've become. I'm the food guy now. Not a football analyst. I'm the food guy. So
I don't think I have ever seen a response to something non-football this great. Coaches, people on airplanes, people in shopping centers, you know, hey, where's Todd eating this week?
Well, we struck a chord. College football fans love their football, and they love to eat, and they love to find the places at those college towns.
Go to Holly. Holly, what do you think about Taste of the Town?
Well, guys, it got so bad that we were at the luncheon for the bowl game yesterday. 1,500 people, a packed ballroom, and they introduced Todd and I to go up and do some game analysis. Todd walks onto the stage, and a voice from the back of the ballroom, "Where'd you eat?"
Yeah, it's quite a deal.
5-yard face mask call against Florida.
It could have gone either way. I mean, Mike Hart had a hold of Spike's face mask, and Spike's got a hold of Mike Hart. And inadvertent.
Of course, Hart has that shield in there. He doesn't have to worry about somebody sticking his finger in his eye through there either. Don't know what the delay is here as they walk off the penalty up to the 31.
The feeling that you have right now, Michigan is in very good position. Okay, their defense is playing well. Their offense is playing well. They can't get conservative here, and they cannot afford another mistake, another turnover. I mean, they've got control of the game, but it's not a very serious or strong control of the game. They're on the scoreboard ahead. They cannot afford another big mistake like a turnover and survive this game.
Henny, pump fake. Flushed, throws it away. His receiver Manningham fell down. He threw into that area. Hart Taking down about a yard shy of a first down. Bring up a very interesting third.
This Michigan offense, I guess, getting close to about 450 yards of total offense. This is the kind of explosiveness they expected the Michigan offense to have all year. But early injuries to Chad Henne, then injuries to Mike Hart, Mario Manningham, they just never reached their peak. In the last game against Ohio State, they only had 91 yards of total offense. So they have done their job tonight as a healthy unit.
Back to the I formation, and Hart will follow his fullback.
I think he got that on Hart and second effort.
Yeah.
Because he ran behind Jake Long. It didn't look like he was going to get the first down. But I don't think he was going to be denied on that play.
He's looking at the mark. It is a first down. They're not even going to bother to measure. Spikes and McMillan made the tackle, but Hart just pushed straight ahead. And he joins Ron Dane, Archie Griffin, and the Anthony Thompson as one of only 4 Big Ten backs ever to go over 5,000 yards. Henne all day. Throws underneath. Matthews taken out of bounds.
See, I like that. Mike DeBoer, I think the offensive coordinator, has done a beautiful job of staying with his pedal on the metal with this offense. That was an empty set on first down, a passing formation, 8 minutes and 50 seconds left in the ball game. You've got a 3-point lead, but now is not the time to pull everything in and be conservative. Keep the pressure on Florida. Keep moving the football.
Chad Henne is approaching his career passing high. He's at 312 right now. Against Ohio State 2004, he threw for 328. Hart. You know, one thing that they're doing now, the bowl games count in the overall statistics, is now we've got some extra action over near the sideline.
I think that's Jake Long blocking on somebody.
Dustin Doe, the linebacker. No flag. A rather large mismatch there, isn't it?
Well, Dustin Doe, unfortunately, gets tied up with Jake Long. And Jake Long, whether he heard the whistle or not, acted like he didn't. And ends up putting Dustin Doe on his back. And then just kind of sitting there.
It is a first down, and the official ran right by it toward the spot of the ball. Here's the screen, tipped up in the air, intercepted by the Gator.
There's a mistake.
Cunningham tipped it, and Michael Pouncey intercepted the pass. And the screen was set up really well.
It was set up. Jermaine Cunningham had his eyes locked on Chad Henne and timed his jump perfectly. Watch, he disengages from Jake Long, gets his hands on the football, alters the course of the pass, and Pouncey comes up with the interception.
In high school, that young man played defensive line as a senior. That was it. He was an offensive lineman. They moved him to defense, and the defensive coaches say they will lobby to keep him there because he's a real find. The 4th Michigan turnover, and the Gators set up shop at the Wolverine 34. Tebow. 9, maybe 9.5 yards. They're well within field goal range.
Well, Mike, we've been here all week because we were here a few days ago for the Champs Sports Bowl, in which the other Big Ten team from Michigan, Michigan State, played against Boston College, and they played well enough to win.
They did.
And they were in control of that game for a good portion of the game, but it was turnovers that did Michigan State in as well. 5 turnovers in that ball game allowed Matt Ryan and Boston College to come away with the close win. 4 turnovers now for the Michigan Wolverines.
Clock running, approaching 7.5 minutes. Second and short. Tebow fumbles the ball, throws. Harvin makes the catch, and he's going to get a first down. What great presence of mind by Tebow. Not to panic. Pick up the ball, throw it to Harvin, who made a nice catch. And then scrambled to get the first down.
A wide receiver screen. You're right. No panic. Just pick it up. Get rid of it. Harvin's coming to the quarterback, so it was a short throw. And a first down for the Gators.
Well, they turned a potential disaster into a first down. Now Harvin's in the backfield. Tebow straight ahead. Now, Todd, when they're set up there and they start to call a signal and then they stop, explain to people what they're doing there when they look to the sideline.
Well, they're getting a look while they line up, and then they look to the sidelines, and Dan Mullen, who was up in the press box, sees a better play to check to, so he calls it down in the headset to Billy Gonzalez on the sidelines, and they signal in a new play to Tim Tebow to check to at the line of scrimmage. So it comes from upstairs, seeing the defense, and then calling a better play.
2nd and 7. Tebow underneath. Hernandez to the 10. It will be a first down for the Gators.
Hernandez is a nice-looking player. 6'2", 256 freshman from Bristol, Connecticut, in the slot, working on the linebacker. Chris Graham does a nice job of getting some separation and then getting inside there for the catch.
He has a brother, DJ, who plays at UConn. Harvin in the slot. He has been so effective down here, going to the middle of the field. Michigan hasn't covered him down here yet. Harvin on the reverse. 5, dives for the goal line touchdown. Fun to watch, isn't he?
He sure is. They've run reverses a lot this whole season. The first time we've seen one today. They fake the option one way to Caldwell, come back the reverse the other way to Harvin, and the Gators go back on top.
13 carries for a career high, 165 yards for Percy Harvin. Another in the long line of great players to come out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. Was right there, Tim Tebow.
Well, Tim Tebow and Percy Harvin. Look at that, 387 of the 395 total yards. Those two guys. And bad news for the rest of the SEC. They're both scheduled to be back next year. Now, Percy Harvin, don't know that for sure, but boy, oh boy.
Boy, it'd be tough to leave, wouldn't it, with that much talent coming back? You'd think you'd want to be part of that, but it's also an individual decision. Minor. Henny back to work, bobbled by Matthews, got it back out to the 38.
I'm going to go back and show you on the touchdown why Florida's so tough. Now, here's Harvin right here, okay? But that's Caldwell. You got to fake the option. They fake the option. It causes the linebackers to flow with the option, and they give the ball back to Harvin on the reverse. You've got to respect all the weapons. Caldwell was going one way. The linebackers went with him and Tebow. Harvin came back the other way and got the touchdown.
2nd and 4. Michigan at this point is going to need a touchdown. Henny. Arrington. And somehow
he caught it right off of Marquis Anderson's back. Marquis Anderson never saw the ball, and I think the ball hit him on the back, and Arrington took it right off of his back for the completion.
He had perfect coverage.
Yeah, he was in great shape, but he never saw the football. Watch this. I think it came right off of Anderson, and Arrington, no, just one-handed. What a grab. We saw him with the wraparound catch in the first quarter. This one is even better. One hand snags it. Oh, my goodness, what a catch.
How spectacular is that? 6'3", 195, a senior out of Cedar Rapids. And Michigan already to the Gator 24. Hart to the 18. We are putting up some awesome offensive numbers. Henne has thrown for 355, a career high, 24 out of 38.
Chad Henne from Wyomissing, Pennsylvania. Wilson High School, the same high school that Kerry Collins went to, that played at Penn State, and now with the Tennessee Titans.
Michigan has already racked up 512 yards in offense. Florida with 395. Henne looks for the end zone, throws, Arrington, touchdown. Whatever you can do, I can do better. Been the theme all afternoon.
Chad Henne did a wonderful job of looking off the coverage. There was no safety help. It was straight man all the way across. And he found Arrington for the touchdown.
Arrington having a monster game, 9 for 153 for 2 touchdowns. Of course, everybody on offense is having a monster game.
Well, we talked about the 3-on-3 matchup. Whose big three would have the bigger game? Michigan on top right now because of Chad Henne's career day.
Career and doing it with class. Trying to go out a winner this afternoon. He's up 38-35 in a wild one. And let's thank Adrian Arrington while we're at it for Michigan. What a day. Career highs, 9 for 153. He's been amazing.
And he wasn't even one of the big three.
No.
You know, Mario Manningham has had a big game as well, but Arrington, the other receiver, huge day.
This kick will go out of the end zone. They finally kicked it James, but they kick it over him.
Let's go back to the touchdown now. Here's Arrington right here. What I want you to watch is as he comes off the ball, they've done this all night on the post route. As we freeze it right here, he's going to take a little step out and then back to the post. And that little step out is going to turn the defender outside. And as soon as he does that, the receiver has him. And Henne has read that all day today. They've hit 3 post patterns for big plays for touchdowns, and all of them has been against single coverage with that little move outside and then back to the inside and a perfect throw to follow.
Now it's up to the only person who has ever won the Heisman Trophy as a sophomore, Tim Tebow. Can he lead this offense down for a tying or winning score? Harvin on the bubble screen. That's a couple. Oh, and it's about time Michigan decided Harvin's not going to have a lot of running room after he catches the ball.
The thing that's so scary about him is just every play that he catches it, if he gets in space, he has the potential of going the distance with it. He has that kind of speed. He has that kind of ability to make you miss in the open field. And I can't stress enough how creative they are in finding different ways to get him the football and move him around so you can't zero in on him.
Defensive coordinator Ron Inglis said, we know we've been an average to good tackling team in space. Today, we have to be very, very good. Let's go to Holly.
Well, guys, one thing to consider here with just 3 minutes left in this game, Percy Harvin just told a teammate on the sideline, Keyston Moore, he is very tired. He's going to have to try to find a second win here to finish this ball game.
Well, when we were at practice, Holly, the other day, I think it was whatever day it was. I lose track of days we've been down here, but it was like a Wednesday practice. He was cramping up at the end of practice, and he didn't go in the 2-minute drill because he had cramps at the end of practice and had them the day before as well. So that could be an issue for him as this game wears on, too.
3rd and 6 for Tebow and the Gator offense. Blitz coming. Tebow in trouble, throws it away, had a receiver out there. The pressure was coming from Brandon Graham, who leads them with 8.5 sacks this year. He's been after Tebow all day.
The difference in this game for Michigan, when they've had success defensively, is they've decided we can play man-to-man. As good as Percy Harvin is, as good as Bubba Caldwell is, we're going to take our chances playing man and go for pressure.
No punt team. 2:47 to go. Florida with all of its timeouts left. It's a huge gamble.
Yeah, it is.
I think Urban Meyer fears he might not be able to get the ball back. Tebow throws underneath, tipped and incomplete. Exceptional defense by Stevie Brown. He was right there to get a hand on it.
Well, it started with pressure again. Sean Crable gets in and gets pressure. Tebow, under duress, makes a beautiful throw to Cornelius Ingram anyway. But Stevie Brown did not give up on the play. It looked like Ingram was going to come away with the catch, and Stevie Brown just kept fighting the ball out for the incompletion.
Now, if you're Florida, the mission is to keep Michigan out of the end zone. Use your timeouts to conserve the clock and maybe give up a field goal. That's the best case scenario right there. The Gators have all three left, and if you're Michigan, you've got to make them use it. Hart cuts it back to stay in bounds.
Well, Mike Hart, he's already fumbled twice. Hang on to the football and stay in bounds.
The Rose Bowl game will follow our broadcast, but wouldn't go away quite yet. It's 38-35. Michigan with the ball. Florida with 2 timeouts left. Michigan gets a first down. It's going to be over. Now the Gators will use their second timeout. Let's take a look at our ESPNU All-State Standings review. And we have followed this one all year long, and it has been about a topsy-turvy poll as you could possibly imagine. Ohio State and LSU back playing for the national championship game after both were written off.
Yeah. Well, and they both lost late. That's the interesting thing. Ohio State, I really think they match up better against LSU than they did last year against Florida, because I think LSU is more of a power team, more of a traditional team, not so much of a spread. They are fast, they do have speed, but so does Ohio State. I think Ohio State's defense matches up very well against LSU. I think Todd Beckman, the young quarterback at Ohio State, played very well through the most part of the season. Has to have a big game in order for them to have a chance to knock off LSU. But I like Ohio State's chances in that ball game. LSU, I think, was the best team that I saw in person this season, although they struggled a little bit down the stretch when Glenn Dorsey was banged up on the inside.
Third down, Henne under center. Draw play. Nice conservative call, trying not to make a mistake, and Brandon Minor got the carry.
Boy, really great to see Chad Henne healthy and having the kind of game that he had in this ballgame.
And Arrington just made 2 ridiculous catches in this game. Here comes Casey Lopata, who may be the biggest kicker in college football. Trying to keep it inside the left upright, and he does. He's 2 for 2. The lead has gone to 6, but the Gators have a lot of time left.
You know, one more thing about Chad Henne. I did the championship game last year on radio for ESPN, and Troy Smith of Ohio State had won the Heisman Trophy, and Chris Leak had a better game, had a big game for Florida in that championship game. And, you know, not that Tim Tebow has not had a good game, and he still might take his team to victory here with 2:21 left. But, you know, when you're a quarterback and a competitor, and you know the guy on the other side of the ball has won the Heisman Trophy and is the guy that got all the accolades at that luncheon. I didn't see a lot of people lining up to get Chad Henne's autograph. You know, that fuels the fire a little bit, and Chad Henne has played an outstanding football game today.
If you're Michigan, do you try to kick it away again?
Yeah, kick it deep again. If you can, I would anticipate, you know, try to kick it to Keyston Moore. Don't give them any advantage with field position here. There it is. Kick it deep. Bad decision.
Here he comes. Brandon James trying to make something happen. Actually got it across the 20. To the 23, taken down by Anton Campbell. Here's the Pacific Life game summary. You like big numbers? We got big numbers for you. 529 yards, and that's with 4 turnovers. Florida with 399, and they have to go, let's see, 77 yards here. That would take them up to 476 if they get the touchdown.
Here's Harvin right here in the slot to the left.
Tebow against the 4-man rush, throws incomplete. That was a good throw on his part. If he throws that ball on target, Morgan Trent's got a better chance to catch it than his receiver.
Even though they've given up 35 points to this Florida offense, I think Michigan's decision to pressure and play more man-to-man than zone has been a big factor for them to be in the lead right now. They have really put Tim Tebow in duress on a number of occasions tonight.
Now they're showing a 3-man front, now a 4-man front. They come with a blitz. They pick it up. Tebow hit just as he threw, and Harvin fell down trying to run his pattern.
They started out by showing 3, then they showed a 4th late, and they ended up bringing 5. So they brought an extra linebacker, and they got a hit on Tebow as well. Here comes the linebacker late, and Sean Crable is the guy that gets the quarterback to the ground. You know, if you get to the quarterback and you blitz, you don't have to cover very long.
Tebow, after that hot start, has hit only 10 of his last 22 for 74 yards. What does Michigan do now? They come with pressure again. Tebow floats it up for Caldwell, and it's underthrown and intercepted, or is he out of bounds? Out of bounds. Morgan Trent. See, he's made 2 big plays on this series.
See, this is not really Tim Tebow's. As we look at the Trent interception, right foot comes down, but a little bit on the line, toes on the line. So Florida should get one more play here, or one more attempt on 4th down, but you know, just dropping back and throwing every down, I mean, that's not where Tim Tebow is. I mean, Tim Tebow is at his best when he's a run or throw threat. And Michigan really dialing up the pressure on him, expecting him to throw every down in this situation.
Game's on the line right here, 4th and 10. Pressure coming. Tebow trying to stay alive. Throws it down the middle, tipped it incomplete. Tebow couldn't get anything on it, and Brandon Harrison, number 27, was there to knock it away.
Well, he started to scramble, and he thought about running, and then he didn't think he was going to be able to get enough yardage for the 1st down, so he backed up to try to make a throw, but had to throw it while he was moving backward.
You could almost see him thinking during that play, you know, I want to run, oops, I'm not going to make it, back up and throw, and Lloyd Carr,
he's going to get wet.
yes, he is. And he's not going to mind it a bit.
I don't think so.
Gators with no timeouts. They're not going to be able to stop the clock. And Lloyd Carr will go out as a victory. 28 years as a Michigan football coach. The last 13 as the head man.
Well, he lost his last 4 bowl games coming into today. What a sweep victory this is. And now, we talked about it before, talk about the Big Ten matching up with the SEC. A huge win for the Big Ten, and for Michigan, now their record 23-5-1 all time, 7-3 in bowl games against the SEC. Pretty good.
Boy, they're pumped up, and they deserved it.
They were focused, they were determined, they were not distracted by the coaching situation. And now tomorrow, Rich Rodriguez will take over this team. All these assistant coaches, except Fred Jackson, will be on the phone trying to line up other jobs. But they came together as a Michigan family and did what they had to do to put their best effort on the field today.
Lloyd Carr has been offered an associate AD spot if he chooses to take it at Michigan. Chad Henne, our Radio Shack player of the game, with a career high 373 yards. Got a lot of support from some outstanding wide receivers.
Well, before the game, Florida was dancing on the logo in the middle of the field. And I thought that riled up the Michigan team. Well, now the Michigan team is ready to do some dancing on their sideline. That's one of those, he who laughs last, laughs the loudest for the Michigan Wolverines.
And Lloyd Carr gets the free ride. Tim Tebow, only a sophomore. He'll be back to fight another day. You love to see a guy ride off in the sunset, especially someone as admired as Lloyd Carr, to be able to leave with a victory in the last game of his career. Let's go to Holly.
Coach Carr, what is it like for you to see your team play with such focus and intensity in your last game?
Well, you know, it helped that we were healthy. We at the end of the season, we had a chance to do some great things, and injuries really hurt that team. That's not an excuse, it's the truth. But what they did in this game, in this environment, well, I love them to death, you know.
Thank you, Coach. Congratulations.
Thanks.
End of an era at Michigan. Congratulations to Lloyd Carr. It's great, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, he's one of the class guys that college football has ever known, and all of college football will miss Lloyd Carr.